heart pounding, drenched in sweat,
You got this!
and no excuses. These are the greatest workouts in America.
We as humans are far more capable than we believe.
No matter the odds,
Think about the end result.
get out there and get going.
We're gonna start with 45 minutes.
This is Pumped.
What I always tell everyone is that the minute the timer starts, do not think about what you were doing. Your point here is to have fun and let out whatever you got going on in your head. So Rage On NC is basically a rage room. You book your appointment online, come in, put on full safety gear, including a face shield, sign a waiver, and you grab either a bat or golf club, and we just open the plastic curtain and say, have at it. There you go. Your timer is up here for your 10, 15, or 30-minute appointment. Have fun. It can be anything from glass, cups, TVs, consoles, anything. It's pretty much just a way to get a good stress reliever out without worrying how to clean up or worrying if you're going to get in trouble for doing it. We're going to make sure you're safe and that you have fun and that you get away from the world for the 15, 30 minutes that you're in there. The world no longer exists for that time frame, so you just come in, let it all out. So you have to be at least 21 years old, but you can be 70, 80 if you still got it in you. Come in there, have fun. That's all I want you to do is have fun and get a release out. I can kind of see on some people's faces that when they come in, I can see the stress. 15 minutes later, they're a completely different person. They are just like, oh, I didn't know I need the stress relief. I feel so much better. This is definitely what I needed. I do get repeat customers who book an appointment for Tuesday and then they're back again on Friday. It's definitely the biggest thing, and the biggest thing I wanted to get out of it was just the stress relief for everybody. Not even for myself, for the customers that come in. Especially with COVID, I know stress is an understatement. So with me being reopened afterwards, it's just a tremendous amount of relief, and just the joy that they have on their face, that's what takes it away from me.
Up next,
Yep. Up. Easy. Come on. Walk it in. Stay right there.
Nora, I saw you pumping iron. You're benching over 200 pounds. You're squatting 380. How do you do it? I can't do either of those things.
God-given strength. I've won about 19 championships, both state, national, and world championships. And I started when I was 65. Never did any workout before that. I started when I was 65. Had a birthday party one day, and my trainer came with his wife. I was friends with his wife, and they came, and he convinced me of going into training. And I said, okay, I go because my legs are getting tired, and I'm 65 years old, and I don't want to go out in a wheelchair. So I started, the first day I started, I went and I did a broomstick. That's what he had me to bench with. And I went home that night, and the next morning when I woke up, I said, I'm not going back. I said, that is too much. And I heard this voice in the back of my head, and that was the Holy Spirit telling me, go back. And so I said, well, must be a God-given thing. So I went back, and here I am today, benching and squatting and doing all these tournaments each and every month.
Well, that's quite a journey. I mean, you started just simply lifting up a broomstick, and now you're benching the weights we're talking about?
Yes. Yes. I'm benching my top squat was 410, 420 rather, and 380 for deadlift, and about 200 for bench. That's my record.
How much time are you spending now working out each day?
Well, each day I spend anywhere between an hour to maybe 3 hours a day. But I only go 3 days a week.
So you do it 3 days a week. You're in there for a few hours, and talk about what it feels like to be pushing that kind of pounds on your bones, on your body.
Well, my body feels good. Okay, I feel good. I can just about do a lot of things now that I was not able to do. I get home and feel like when I finish squatting, I can run and jump and do a lot of things that I was not able to do. And I am healthy. I'm not on any medication or anything like that. So I really feel good at my age, which is 78 years old.
You feel good, you look good. I mean, I think about my own parents, and they have a little gym, but never go down there. What advice do you have to folks who are trying to make the most of their retirement years, trying to stay healthy and fit? How do they follow in your footsteps?
Well, one thing they can do is start walking. Walking is the best thing because that pumps the heart. And walking and eating right and feeling good. And it's a mind over matter. You just have to be consistent. And I was consistent from day one.
How important was it to have someone else kind of pushing you?
Oh, my trainer is the best. And he knows every time I pull something, he gives me another 10 pounds to do. And I'm crazy to do it, but I do it. So that's what got me up to this point. And
where do you live? Where are you from?
I live in Michigan, and I'm born and raised here in Michigan.
And can you talk a little bit about your life story? Tell me your story.
Well, I started out as a realtor. A friend of mine got me into real estate, and I was in real estate for about 18 years. And I got tired walking up and down the stairs, and that's when I started to train. But I was a realtor for about 18 years, and I guess I got burnt out. So I said, well, let me try something else. So I was just sitting at home, and I said, well, 65, you're going to get old. So you better do something. So that's when I started training.
That is incredible. Is your trainer there with you now?
All right. Hello. How you doing?
Good to see you. Nora was talking about what an incredible inspiration and force you've been in terms of helping her pursue this dream of weightlifting. Can you talk about kind of just some of the words of advice you gave her as she was getting back into shape?
Yes, sir. What I did was, when Nora came to me, I'm a personal trainer and strength coach. So when she came to me, she wanted to lose weight, and she was about 70 pounds heavier than she is now. And she started losing the weight, and then she saw us getting ready for meets and asked me, would she be able to compete? I said, sure. So I started training her, and the rest is history.
Without a doubt. It's just incredible. I mean, and to see these Instagram videos, the moment, the strength, and what advice do you have to others who are trying to follow in her footsteps?
Well, what I did was, where I trained most of my clients were the powerlifters or not. I strength trained them, and she was already ready to go for powerlifting. And all we have to do is give her the contest. Oh yeah, well, she's an inspiration to all of us, because a lot of the people come in here and see her lift, and she gives them inspiration, and they continue on, because they say, she can do it, I can do it, and that's our philosophy.
Yeah, they might think they can do it, but then they realize they can't. There's got to be a lot of young people who are going in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in fact.
Okay, I was going to do a deadlift.
All right, perfect. That's great for me. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Up next.
There's a place for everyone in roller derby, and roller derby has a place in everyone's hearts. I couldn't imagine my life without wheels on my feet.
And later.
If you feel like your size makes you feel uncomfortable about skating, maybe with others, and you want to skate with us, you're welcome to skate with us.
You're watching Pumped.
There's There's a place for everyone in roller derby, and roller derby has a place in everyone's hearts. I couldn't imagine my life without wheels on my feet.
Middle.
It's a physical sport, but it's crazy because you can just bond with people that you've never met before. No judgment. Everyone's free. I like that. I can be myself.
A little bit lower. Today we covered the basics of roller skating as an entranceway into roller derby. A full contact, aggressive sport on old school roller skates.
It's a race between two people, and everyone else on the track are obstacles. So those two people are trying to get through everyone. It's like a normal sport, but the person is the ball.
It was scary because I thought I was gonna fall a lot, and I kind of did.
When you fall, just get up and keep back going and just put a smile on your face. They don't know it, but they're learning so well.
They understand you work real hard and you improve. We have 2 travel teams. Our all-stars right now are currently ranked number 2 in the world. Sometimes if you're doing an individual sport, it's up to you, but they understand it's up to the whole unit.
We could be enemies on the track, and once we're off the track, it's we could be best friends.
You're watching Pumped.
I haven't skated since high school, and I wanted to get back into it. When I started looking online for other skaters like me, I couldn't really find any. I was finding really negative information about you shouldn't ride if you're over this weight. Skateboards, they'll break. You also don't see a lot of women represented in skateboarding. You're not seeing a lot of queer folks. There's definitely not a lot of people of color prominently represented in skateboarding. And I, being part of all of those communities, I wanted to change that and say, hey, we're out here too. I knew that not only did I need to kind of get back into it to prove people wrong, but I needed to create a safe space where others could have representation as well. Hey, I'm Andy Duran, and I'm the founder of Chub Rolls here in Oakland, California. Chub Rolls is a space for anybody who identifies as plus size, chubby, thick, any of those kind of words that you might use for yourself. If you feel like your size makes you feel uncomfortable about skating, maybe with others, and you want to skate with us, you're welcome to skate with us. And you also are welcome to bring a guest. For me, skating was something that I enjoyed. I did all the time, and I missed that. When shelter in place happened, I wasn't getting a lot of physical activity. I still had the skateboard in my closet kind of teasing me, and I wanted to get back into it. I really wanted to create a safe place where plus-size skaters could come and skate and feel comfortable being a beginner. I think that there's this awful stereotype that fat bodies can't and aren't interested in activity. There are many of us who enjoy being active in our own ways that might be a little bit more comfortable, like skating with a rail or holding a friend's hand and figuring it out together.
The more we create that space, I think the more I feel it personally. I'm not immune to judgments about myself or judgments about my own body, but just being in community and feeling the safety and connection of other people who may be going through the same thing or experiencing something similar is just beautiful.
The greatest feeling about all of this for me is getting and feeling the response from people that needed this. I needed this, so I created it for myself and for my community, and I'm getting DMs from people saying, I needed this too. It's amazing just to know that this is not something that I only needed, but that the world kind of needed.
Up next.
Customers bet me I couldn't run a marathon. Since then, he's run about 45 marathons. I've run 773 of them.
And later.
So it's all about friendship, fitness, fun, and now fellowship.
You're watching Pumped.
Most people think we're crazy. Most of our family members think we're out of our minds for running so much.
They started running because one of my customers bet me I couldn't run a marathon. Since then, he's run about 45 marathons. I've run 773 of them. So he's a lot smarter guy than I am.
I've run 363 marathons. It was funny when I did my 300th marathon, my friend put an article in his running magazine, and he said, in most houses this would be quite an accomplishment, but not in Paula Boone's house, because he had already run over 600 marathons at the time. People in the neighborhood, they all call my husband the Tan Ben Franklin. They see this guy running with no shirt, and he's got his wild hair, and he's kind of a running legend in the neighborhood.
We met at the Boston Marathon in 1996.
Here's this long-haired hippie from Texas.
Happened to be at a bus stop waiting for our shuttle bus to come to pick us up. By the time we got back to the hotel, we were best friends. We made her one promise: it'll never be boring, and it never slows down. We've got to share running all the continents together. We run all the states multiple times. We started a running club that has over almost 5,000 members. We have a running program for children in the area for the elementary school kids.
Running is, and it's not all of our lives. I mean, it kind of is the foundation.
And they're just regular people. We're nothing special. We're not world-class runners. Never have been. We just run. And so you can make a difference by being that person in the neighborhood that is always out there no matter how bad the weather is. The one thing I remember about running my first marathon is that I made friends then, they're still friends now, and they last your whole lifetime because you share a common beating, a common goal, and then have a good time. We've run with the fastest and the slowest. We got people who are Olympians, and we're not, and that's okay. You still get lucky enough to be able to keep the streak up because life gets in the way sometimes. And you just deal with it and you keep on going, and it keeps you sane. One race at a time. It's one step at a time.
You're watching Pumped.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. We're over 40 and trying to stay fit. These women want to get together. To a lot of these women, this group is essential.
It is absolutely important. It has been a lifesaver for me, and I know countless others.
They not only want to get together, we need to get together. And so here we are. The 40 Plus Double Dutch Club is a group of women over 40 who get together to relive old memories and create new ones. So it's all about friendship, fitness, fun, and now fellowship. We started our group with local women. Our group went from about 50 local Chicago women to 12,000 members now. And we have a group that started in Israel a few weeks ago. We're all over. There are women over 40 everywhere who have become a part of this movement.
I was on a sabbatical because I had lost my husband, and I just happened to see them on Facebook. My heart just began to beat fast because I had been saying to myself, what am I going to do? From the moment I came out, they have welcomed me, they have encouraged me, and I'm just thankful for them.
When the coronavirus hit and we had to do the mandatory quarantine, we stopped for a while and we stayed in touch virtually through our Facebook group page. But the moment we could come back out, everyone was on board because it's essential for their physical health, their emotional health, their spiritual health. And so women need this type of group. So we had to put some safety measures in place. We have masks are required. We have plastic gloves. We do contactless temperature checks. We have a sign-in sheet where people have to answer questions about whether they've been affected or come in contact with anyone who they think may have coronavirus. So we do a few things to make sure that we are being as safe as possible.
Once we were able to come outside and meet in small groups, it was like the sun came out. It's just the love that you feel once you get out here from the ladies. They're so encouraging, and they make you feel like you're glad to be seen.
When we're jumping rope, it takes us back to our childhood, back to before stress, before husbands, kids, jobs, before adulting. It's also an opportunity for us to bond with each other and fellowship with each other. This is something that we need in order to make sure that we are staying as healthy as possible in every way.
Coming up.
From engineers to executives to mechanics. We're practicing different techniques, different pressures, applying different abilities that we have.
You're watching Pumped.
It's not just a bar sport. It's not just a thing you do in high school. You know, a macho man, who's ever the strongest. It's also a place where a community pulls together.
We are a family. There's a core audience for this sport. And if you are interested in giving back to your community and also being around family that will support you and at the same time push you to be better, then arm wrestling is the sport for you.
To be part of this where Jaron is trying to make it for our community, it's overwhelming, and I feel so blessed. Girls, we're strong, and I think it's an outlet, and it's part of something, and I think that'll be so fantastic for the community.
Let me see what you got, girl. Okay.
You let me win! No, you let me win!
Ready? Go. No, I was completely floored with the amount of people that are involved, all different walks of life, from engineers to executives to mechanics. We're practicing different techniques, different pressures, applying different abilities that we have, and as we've trained in gyms and using workout equipment, we have expanded our own skill set, and we're just trying different new moves that either someone else taught us or someone else told us about.
There's still a lot of people that work out a lot, are into nutrition and health, but they don't really have any way to get out that competitive energy. This is a core way for you to get out energy, be around a family, that you guys are like a community, and at the same time, work on building with the guys, building relationships, being a part of something special, feeling like you're giving back to the community. You know what I mean? And like I said, I really want to start with my community because we are in dire straits of just changing the narrative and the perspective and just creating more positive energy coming out of my community.
Like, why are we shaking so much? Because we're strong.
The pressure against each other.
Dump the water bottle.
Trying. She's strong.
We're
in the break center.
That's the pin right there. Great
Great
job.
Yes, we strong. I'm like, get in here. I see you. Yes.
Everybody is really here together to help each other out. We're looking to expand into other cities and other states and really expanding ourselves into another creature, if you may, to kind of make this a way of life.
Have a favorite spot to get pumped? Tell us on social media.